Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports with Monga. And well, it's almost as if Liverpool, as Klopp also said, if Liverpool were playing 10-man City, they would have still lost, or 9-man City, they would have still lost. And that was a performance of intent, of class, of showing desire to come and win. Manchester City versus Liverpool. City demolished Liverpool 4-1 at the end of the game at Etihad. Then it almost felt to me like at the end of it, it was a fair result, but it was so hard to see like the way they were doing and how they were struggling with the game in a way. So that was like literally the game I felt moving away. Like Klopp just looked lost. The whole team looked lost in a way, and it just like Liverpool just didn't look Liverpool even after scoring the first goal, and having the lead through Salah. But let's go through this game. Klopp made a couple of changes. He made 2 changes after the defeat to Madrid last time out, and you have to understand there has been an international break in the middle. So this is the first game after that international break. And that's kind of interesting to even see, like teams kind of coming back and managers trying to get back to finding the rhythm for them to play with their team. Jurgen Klopp, of course, kind of had to make 2 changes, made 2 changes in the game today, where he got in Elliott and Henderson in the midfield and Gakpo starting. Nunes on the bench, along with Milner and Milner as well, and Tsimikas as well were on the bench. Pep Guardiola had a couple of difficult choices because Erling Haaland has still not recovered from his groin injury, which made him miss out during his international break. Like he couldn't play the international game for Norway as well, so he was out for a groin injury. And Foden was unavailable after his appendix surgery as well. But he made 6 changes with Ortega, Walker, Laporte, and Lewis on the bench, with Foden injured and along with Haaland. And in came Akanji, Ake, Stones, Gundogan, and Grealish. And that's kind of the game in a way. But you have to understand how it's kind of gone in some sense, like how it's gone so horribly wrong for Liverpool, because City came from behind, to beat Liverpool 4-1. Salah gave the Reds the lead in the first half, rifling the top corner to finish off of a quick counter. That was a pretty good counter attack with the ball on top. Yota kind of holding of Akanji and then playing it off for a beautiful side foot top corner finish by Mohamed Salah. Mo Salah, that's his. He just keeps scoring against City. Mo Salah just can't stop scoring against City. But then I think the game changer was both Alvarez and Grealish, the way they kind of moved, because the first City goal was such team play. Like you could see the movement of Mahrez to De Bruyne to Grealish, and then squaring it off for Alvarez at an almost empty goal. That was just beautiful to watch. And that's the first half. And the second half, the first minute, City score. De Bruyne putting them ahead in the 53 seconds on the restart, and then Gundogan pounced on Alvarez blocked shot to pick up the top corner. Before Grealish run it off with a curling finish into the far bottom corner. That was amazing. Like Grealish was on fire. Of course, there was a lot of I would say low confidence moments to watch in this game for Liverpool, and to think about how their season can actually go from here. Because it almost looked to me that they just looked lost. They just looked defeated and deflated. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, Van Dijk, all of the defense, like in a way, was like very lost and not being able to kind of cope. And City didn't even have Haaland, so that was like a more gut punch in my mind. The win moves, like of course City 5 points behind leaders, and then they won against Leeds with a similar goal scoreline 4-1. Arsenal also won, and I'll do possibly a video about that later today. Arsenal 4-1 victors at Leeds. City are now unbeaten 11 in all competitions, and will travel to Southampton next week. That's back-to-back Premier League defeats for Liverpool, who remain 7 points behind the 4th place, and they will face, guess who? Chelsea in midweek, who just lost to Aston Villa as well. So it's a game of two. It's also, you're almost trying to understand like who's playing, how are they playing, how the top team kind of performing. It seems that Liverpool have lost their mojo. I don't know what needs to happen in that club to kind of be back at what the level they were. But of course, it also means that City are not letting this go. They're going to make this to the wire, and it's not going to be that far away where City play Arsenal. And then if Arsenal drops a point, like they're back in it. So this is going to go to the wire, and that's what I'm excited about, this Premier League title right now. But for Klopp, I don't know where this goes. A summer, they've all have all their players as well. They've got a big bench now. The earlier issues were that they didn't have a lot of bench, they didn't have a lot of players, but now they do, and it seems that they're not ticking anymore. That midfield looked flat, that defense looked scattered. In the striking positions, it was just like who's where. They're just trying to get Salah out to kind of gain some, to kind of get something out of it. Looked very were very scattered in my mind. They didn't look like they had a game plan, and then her last 30 minutes was basically not conceding. They just wanted not to concede one more goal. And that's hard. Like, you can't give City so much time on the ball. That they were playing sideways. For 20 minutes, they had almost like a 90% possession was with City, and there were no pressing. Liverpool was not pressing at all on the game, and that was pretty interesting to watch. Let me know in the comment section below if you're a Liverpool fan. What do you think? Like, where does Klopp go from here? Is like like 9 more games left? How do things get better, or do they get better at all, or not? Let me know in the comment section below what do you think, and catch you in the next one.